Hey everyone, it's Smita. Today we are going to be talking all about drugstore frost lipsticks. And I am really excited to delve into this a little bit more. I've been listening to many videos from Erin Parsons and have definitely been inspired to make my own video. I was hoping to be able to share some shades that I think are going to work well for a brown skin because, a lot of the people that I've seen make content on this subject have a lighter skin tone. So I'm hoping that I've been able to find some shades that are really going to complement my skin tone well, and hopefully will be helpful for you. I do think a lot of these shades are actually going to work for a wide range of skin tones. And if I have a shade where I think that it will look better with a liner, then I will incorporate that. A lot of the shades I'm talking about are going to be more focused on neutrals because I am going to do another alt beauty drugstore lipstick video. Let's go ahead and get into it. The first lipstick I have is Silverstone, and I have heard from a lot of people that this has been a favorite of theirs even from the late 80s, early 90s. Just so you know, so this is from L'Oreal. And just so you know, there is something that's important to note about the L'Oreal lipsticks. They do have a scent. I personally don't mind them. I think it's a kind of like sweet scent. It is something to keep in mind if you are sensitive to scents. This is described as a kind of frosty lavender. I think it's got some taupe in there as well. I was nervous that it was going to be a little bit light, but honestly, I think this is a shade that looks nice even on its own. I actually haven't tried it with a liner. I think I'll show you so you can see it both ways. But this is a really pretty shade. This feels very moisturizing, comfortable. I don't feel any kind of grittiness or glitter particles. This is definitely a really nice cool toned option. Just to give it a little bit of extra definition, see how that changes the look, I'm going to take this kind of rich cool tone brown liner. This is the shade Char from Unearthly Cosmetics. They have really nice lip liners for an affordable price point. I believe these are $7. And you get a lot of product. Okay, this is what it looks like paired with a lip liner. I think I might like it slightly more with the liner than without, but honestly, I did like it both ways. But it is, a little bit on the lighter side. It's the lightest shade I'm trying on. Okay, the next shade that we have is also from L'Oreal, and this is called Mica. This has also been around from at least the early 90s, and this one is described as a shimmery mauve. This one I would say is just ever so slightly deeper on me than Silverstone. Yeah, you can see this one has, to me, a little bit more depth, a little bit more pink in it as well. Again, I think this one looks nice without a liner. I do think that a liner would also pair really well with it, so I'm just going to go back in with Char and add a little bit more definition. It's actually really hard for me to pick a favorite between the two shades, but I really like the shade. And, I feel like if you are someone around my skin tone and you were going for that kind of Y2K frosted lipstick, kind of pink frosted lipstick, like a Pam Anderson style, this is going to be a good shade because a lot of those shades that are on lighter skin tones are just going to kind of not I don't think they're going to work well. But this one I feel like is a way of getting that vibe, but it has more depth. All right, the next shade that I have is from Revlon, and this is called Rose and Shine. Now, this is described as a sheer kind of baby pink, or light pink, not baby pink. And so I'm curious how much pigment this one will have. I read that this one has been a favorite of a lot of people. Yeah, you kind of have to build it up a little bit. But if you're going for something that has a slightly kind of more subtle pearl, I think this is a good option. Here it is applied without a lip liner. I like it. I think this one actually will also look better with a little bit of definition. So again, I'm just going to take the shade Char and add it. Yeah, I really like this shade, but I think I do prefer it with a lip liner. And again, I think this is another good option for someone of a skin tone like mine if I was going for that kind of Y2K Pam Anderson lip combo. All right, the next shade I have is from CoverGirl, and I'm excited because I've been hearing a lot of people talk about these. I know Erin Parsons was saying that she thought that CoverGirl has the most extensive range of frost lipsticks than any other drugstore brand, and this is the shade 420, which is also iced mauve. So I think I may need a lip liner with this one. Oh. This one is super shimmery. Really, really pretty. Oh, this one is super reflective. Again, I think this looks nice on its own, but I do think it's gonna look better with a liner. So again, I'm gonna take Char and just add it. And here is CoverGirl Iced Mauve with a lip liner. I'm loving how Y2K vibes a lot of these initial shades have been. Okay, and the next shade that I have is also from CoverGirl. This is the number 425. It's actually called Vintage Wine, which I was a little bit surprised by because to me this doesn't look like a wine colored shade, but let's give it a go. This one has a little bit more depth to it. And I agree, it has a little bit more red, but to me this is like a more pinkier red. It's a little bit more vibrant than the shades that I've been trying on so far. I don't think that this one needs a lip liner, but I am going to just try so that I can just show what it looks like. Some of these shades are kind of like, now we're getting into the deeper ones, where I think we won't need it as much. I really like the shade. I feel like this is a good day-to-day shade for me. This is Vintage Wine applied with a lip liner. And you can see that it has a touch more warmth than the other shades I've tried on so far as well. All right, the next shade that we have is from Rimmel. And I actually really have not tried much from Rimmel, but I hear about them a lot as being an extremely affordable brand that has many, many high quality products. And this is the shade Coffee Shimmer. I would describe from the way it looks in the bullet, It looks like a mid-toned, cool toned brown that looks shimmery. So let's go ahead and try. Feels comfortable going on. Ooh, this is a really beautiful shade. I am definitely a sucker for a good nude frost. And like, for me, this is just a really pretty day-to-day shade. Honestly, I feel like this may be one of my favorite shades so far. So again, this is Rimmel and the shade Coffee Shimmer. And in case you're curious, I don't feel like this has much of a scent to it whatsoever. Okay, next shade we have is also from Rimmel, and this is another nude toned frost, but this one is definitely significantly deeper. This is called Frosted Burgundy. And formula wise, again, smooth going on. I would say it's not as creamy feeling as the Revlon or maybe even the CoverGirl. But it still feels very comfortable on the lips, and I would still say it feels creamy. Okay, I think this is a really pretty shade. This is good for if you're going for something a little bit deeper and vampier, but this to me is giving more kind of like 90s grunge vibes, but a frost. It's hard for me to say which of the two shades from Rimmel I like more. I think that if I was going for something maybe a little bit more day-to-day, I would go with the other shade, but if I'm going for something a little bit more visible, I would go for this one, Iced Burgundy. And also, as the name implies, this one has a touch of kind of red burgundy in it. Okay, next shade we have is Iced Mocha from Revlon. This shade is from the 1990s. It's described as kind of a sultry coppery brown. I actually tried this on in one of my other videos as well. And I remember that I really liked this one. But again, this is going to be giving more of that 90s kind of grunge vibes. All right, here is what the shade Iced Mocha looks like fully applied. And I haven't tried the shade Coffee Bean, which is also a frost from Revlon from the 90s, but I heard that this one is a little bit deeper and a little bit warmer toned if you're familiar with Coffee Bean. All right, and the third shade that I have from L'Oreal is Bronzing. This is the deepest of the three shades I have from that line, and I believe it's actually one of the deepest frost from L'Oreal. This I would describe as a kind of bronzy brown, has a good amount of depth. I like it. I think that for me personally, I'm not sure I like the warmer toned frost as much as the cooler toned frost. But when I tried this on the other day in one of my shorts, I had some people tell me that this was one of their favorite shades on me. So I do feel like this shade is flattering on a medium to deeper skin tone. All right, and the last shade that I have is from Wet n Wild. This is actually the only shade that I am trying in this video from Wet n Wild. I'm amazed at the prices on these. This is under $2, I want to say, and this is the shade Cashmere. So from my swatch that I've done of it, it looks like it's a rich, cool tone brown that has a hint of mauve. Feels smooth going on. I tried some matte lipsticks the other day that were a little tuggy going on but felt smooth on the lips. But this one glides on. Okay. This is a good option if you want the depth, but you want something that is cooler toned. Like you liked bronzing, the depths of bronzing, but you wanted something that wasn't as warm toned. Here is what it looks like applied. All right, I had a lot of fun making this video. I gotta say, in general, I've discovered this world of drugstore lipsticks and I can't get enough. I would love to hear in the comments what your favorite lipstick that I tried on today was. If you know of any other drugstore frost lipsticks that you think would be flattering on someone who has a medium deep skin tone, definitely let me know. I gotta say also, this is the maybe third day that I've been playing around with this particular base combo, and I really like it, so I just want to mention it. This is the Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Balm Powder, and this is the shade 5, and I think it pairs so beautifully with the Mod Beauty foundation, and this is all of 80. So I had someone mention it in my last video, so in case you were curious, I did want to mention it here because I really have been liking it, and it's very easy. No fuss, and then I just added some powder and some concealer. But I will put all of my makeup details in the description box. I have to be better about doing that. The shimmer that I have on my lids is from Terra Moons. All right, I know it was a short and sweet video, but I can't wait to do some more drugstore lipstick videos in the near future. As always, I really hope you found this video helpful. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.